Playing A site on Mirage can be a bit of a mess if you don't know what you're doing on CT side. So today, I'm going to show you guys some helpful tips and tricks on where and how to play on Mirage CT side. So if you enjoyed this video and you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and be sure to follow me on Twitch as well, which will be linked in the description. But for now, let's get right into it. The first thing I want to go over is some plays you can make early in the round to get the man advantage, or just get a good position to hold from. Pushing Palace early by jumping on top of the default box, then strafing into Palace and simply holding the angle is a great play to make. Of course, you should do it this way and not go up the ladder under Balk because number one, it takes longer, and number two, it makes a lot more noise and the T's are gonna hear you if they push up fast. Whether you're an op or just have a rifle, usually you just want to sit back and hold the angle for a while once you get on the balcony. And if you don't hear anything or no one peeks you, you don't really need to push. If you know the T's are mid, just hiding in Palace and waiting for them to run up connector to get on site is a great play to make, and can make it impossible for T's to plant the bomb and give your teammates a ton of time to rotate. Just keep in mind that you don't have to push any farther in Palace, and this spot will be really useful. Also, depending on the team you're playing against, this play could work really well or not really that great. If you know the T's like to throw A executes or just take mid control, it can work really well. But if they tend to just hold W out ramp, it can become a bit trickier, which is why I now want to talk about a simple play that can counter a ramp rush. If you're sick of that one guy that keeps holding W out ramp and catching you off guard, running the bench with an op is a great way to catch him out. Don't think that just because you have an op, you have to play mid or connector or hold Palace from jungle. Holding ramp from bench is another great way to get at least one kill if the T's are executing A. Since they're just going to throw their smokes and try to get out A as fast as possible, won't really be clearing your angle, so you ideally should get one, and fall back to jungler stairs and play for the retake with the man advantage. Overall, it's a great play to make early round and can make T's scared to make fast plays at A, so don't be afraid to try it out. Another great spot to play if you have an op is just sitting on top of Ticket. It's another spot that if CTs throw a smoke, it's not really going to affect you, you could easily see over it, and pretty much guarantees a kill if T's throw an A execute. So you can get a kill, drop down, and sometimes you'll have a tiny gap in the CT smoke to see default, so if you notice the CT smoke's going a bit too deep, definitely abuse it, especially if you're an opper. But if not, it's not that big of a deal and you could just fall back and play retake with the man advantage. And the final play that I want to go over before talking about how to retake is where to play on pistol round. This is another trick that not a lot of people know about. When you crouch next to an object, your head moves to the right, so on your screen you can clearly see in front of yourself, but to enemies your head is completely behind the wall, making it practically impossible to headshot you. Especially with Glocks, this is really OP since they take like 9 shots to kill you at this range, and using this tactic at Ticket Booth is really good, as you've got great range, you can drop down if T's start rushing out, and it rewards good aiming. So if you're confident in your aim, this is a great spot to play on pistol. Just make sure somebody's holding Palace for you, or you could run into some troubles. But now, let's get into some strategies for retaking A site on Mirage. If you're a jungle player and your site player tells you that the T's are starting to push out or sitting at Tetris, you can line up this molly from the corner in jungle so it completely flushes out any players on Tetris. If you have a player under Balk or default, tell them to swing once this molly hits and you should have a guaranteed kill. You could also flash for your teammate and tell them to swing off that as well, but personally I'm a big fan of throwing this molly. And if you notice T's like to sit towards Tetris for a while, this is a really good tactic to do and practically always guarantees you a kill. If your teammate at A is in CT and already got spotted out or isn't in a position for you to throw the molly, another play you can make is walking through the jungle smoke. Now, just as a disclaimer, this play only really works if you know the T's just got out a ramp and they aren't towards triple or default yet, and works best if you have a teammate on site, default like triple, CT, something like that, pulling the attention away. If your teammate died early, it's probably best to just sit back and play retake for your team because this play could be pretty risky at that point. Another play to make if you're near connector and notice that the smoke should be fading soon or have information that there's a T holding from default, getting on top of the box in connector actually allows you to see a T that's either standing up from firebox or default, and can guarantee you a fast kill if the T's take a long time to get the bomb down and can't find a good afterplant situation. It's also a good angle to take a fight against a Palace player and can usually catch them off guard. Considering you're playing a head glitch angle, you can just pre-fire them and usually easily take them out. But yeah, that pretty much does wrap it up for this video, so if you guys did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and be sure to follow me on Twitch as well. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.